just for you. We also have our very own Latuya Hart, who is part of this incredible lineup. The importance of these performances are not lost on me. As a warrior for social justice, I know the data, the statistics, but more importantly, I know the people impacted by the effects of colonialization and the Western system imposed on Indigenous people. In our state, American Indian and Alaska Native people make up almost 40% of the total prison population, despite representing less than 16% of the state's total population. I have met many of the people who are so much more than just incarceration rates. They're our brothers, our sisters, aunties, uncles, sons, daughters, mothers, and fathers. Bringing these topics to conversation is so important, no matter the modality. Who's ready to see and experience these social justice art performances?
Yeah!
I know I am. Let's give the artists a round of applause. And before we get into tonight's event, we want to kick things off the right way. Lyle James, can you please come up to the stage, please? Come on up, Colleen.
How do I get up there?
Don't go behind the curtain. Please welcome Colleen James.
We were having a dance party upstairs, so if there's any dust falling from the ceiling, cha'ale kanayu. We were having fun. Welcome everybody. We're so honored to be part of this program this evening. How many of you were part of the Social Justice Doers Summit today? Will you raise your hands? Oh my gosh. Yes. For all of you who were there today, for the rest of you who weren't able to join us, we were like fixing the world. And we look really good still. And those were some hard, good conversations. Okay. Well, my Tlingit name is Dachkif'ach. It comes from the head of the Nass River. I am, on my Tlingit side, I am Gana Khadi. I'm a raven starfish. And then on my Gitlan Ganhada side, I'm tired. On my Tsimshian side, I'm Gitlan Ganhada, also a raven starfish. My family comes from Ketchikan and Metlakatla. And my hot hubby is here. I'm gonna go back and get ready to sing for you folks.
How's everybody doing tonight? That was a little quiet. I heard this half. Let's try this again. How is everybody doing tonight? Are we ready to have some fun? All right. So, ik doe eens af. Ging ik zijn dag woestje in. Stuk ik aan vandaag. Ja, het zou wel woestje naar doen eens af. Ik geef gas. Richard kan nooit down naar Geda Asai. Ja, het zou wel treasure city. Our dance group name is Woosh Cheen. We come from many different parts of the land. We have Tlingit, we have Haida, we have Tsimshian, we have Inupiat, we have Yupik, we have Hawaiian, we have Filipino. and many, many other cultures within our dance group. And because of this, Nora and Dick Dauenauer, they said the work that we're doing within our dance group, because we're not made up of just one clan, not just one tribe, that we pull together as one. That's what we're doing. That's what I see in the conference that everybody's attending this week, doing, pulling together as one, because we know what the mission is. Last night, I started talking about some really difficult topics that might have made some people uncomfortable, but you know what? I don't care. The reason is because my daughter is important enough for me to say something. My wife is important enough for me to say something. My sisters are important enough to say something. My mother, my aunties, my grandmothers are important enough for me to stand here and say, I will not stand back and stay silent. I will stand up and I'll give them the support that they need. I'll give them the strength when they need it. Give them the voice when they need it. The song that we're going to enter in on is the Loon song. And what I'm going to ask is what I did last night, is for all the men to stand around the women and the children. So if I can have all the men, Kaidina, Yasha, Haitki, go ahead and stand up and join me around the edges. When I heard about the young lady up north in Kotzebue being taken too soon, that enraged me, because I thought of my daughter, and I thought of the parents. No parent should ever have to bury their child. No parent should ever have to bury their baby. The reason I ask all the men to stand up around the corner, around this room, is because I want the men to repeat after me. Yejias, Aya, Ha Shitzin, Ha Set. What they are saying is, we are going to give you our strength. We are going to give you our voices. In a way of saying, we're not going to be silent anymore. We're not going to stand back and say, that's not my problem. Being in a state that has a high rate, the highest rate of abuse, of rape, we should stand up for one another. We should be standing up for each other. This song, like I said last night, comes from the Cape territory. It belongs to the Tsuut'ina AD clan, the dog center that swims in the grass at high tide people. My great-grandfather, who was Adam James, he lived up in Port Camden. And when he was there, and he was looking out his window, he saw this loon out in the water. So he opened up the window, and he could hear the voice of that loon echoing. Again, this is how I think about the women's voices. Beautiful, precious voices from one generation after the next that has not been heard. Or say that person couldn't have done that. We don't truly know what that person went through. And it's not our place to tell them what their truth is, what happened to them. Our place is to give them the ears in that moment to hear what happened to them and give them the support that they need. This song is Taide Sashi. Adam James is the composer. And I'm going to ask all the men, when we're dancing through this song, there's a part to it. And we started off with, Ahi! And this is how I want you to do it. When you go down for this portion, you go down with straight. Ahi! And you hold it. Okay? We do that 4 times throughout the whole entrance. And the women's call back would be, Ahi. So really quick, I'm going to try this with all of you. All the guys. But wait. Envision this. What do the women need in our community? They are, when we look upon them, we should see true strength. They are the reasons why we are standing here today. Our mothers are the reasons why we stand here today. So when we think about this here, we sing and dance for them. And when we do this portion, there's a big difference from Adi. There's a big difference from that there to Ahi! What you're wanting them to do, when you raise your voice like that there, you're sending your energy straight through them. And you're taking that pain that they may have been suffering for all these years. And you're saying to them, tonight, we are here to celebrate that you are here with us, that you're still around. And it's our way of saying thank you for being here and never giving up. So men, are we ready? Let's try this. I'll show you first. Ahi! Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ahi! Good. And at the end, it'll be Ahi, Ahi, Ahi. And we're doing that all together. Okay? Here we go. Chaos Osi Shawu, Chaos Osi Shawu, Dekanakan. Aides Ayaka, Aides Ayaka, Who? Say, I say, ha ha, I ha, ha ha, ahi, 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 ahi. For those that know how to dance on the floor, around the circle, please go ahead and show the rest. For those that want to learn how to dance, or you know how to dance, or you want to dance with your culture, go ahead and do so. Some of the guys can come forward. And let's close up this circle. Let's close up the circle back there too. Take it out, Ali! 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 Good cheese.
Yeah.
Ladies,
Hi, Mr. Will.
Wolstein ladies, can come up onto the stage. You can come entering in on this side over here. Or on that side, other side too. Wolstein men, go ahead and come up to the front. The next song that we're going to sing actually comes from my great-grandfather, Willis Jackson Sr. Way to who in the sea. Haki. This song is for all those that are children of Yenyedi, grandchildren of Yenyedi. Grandma Elaine, this is her father's song. The song goes, are we having fun yet? This man's breath of life, is it going to be his forever? We're multiplying like sand. This breath of life of mine, is it going to be mine forever? When we see your presence,
and when we perform, and when we know the work that all of you are doing within our community, that is what you're doing, is you're giving our community that breath of life back again. And the signing of the AO 300. Knowing that our languages are at risk of being lost, and knowing that we have the support to be able to move forward. We now have it K through post-secondary ed, Tlingit, and Khadkil, and Tsamagach. These languages are the languages of Southeast, and it's important for us to fight for those too. Because knowing our languages is part of our identity. It runs through our veins. And I was told I was talking too long. This song is a show. So here we go. Ashok Echa, Hook. All right. That's all for now. Whooshin. Kagawaka.
Please give another round of applause for Woosh Chicken. So as your MC tonight, I'm going to try to limit my talking, but I am Tlingit, so regardless, I do have some housekeeping notes to share. You may have noticed the delicious smell in here. That's because we have Indian tacos for sale. So go ahead and pick up one or two and know that you are supporting Tlingit and Haida's first catering company, Smokehouse Catering.
Yeah!
We're so excited about this social enterprise because Smokehouse Catering is not only tribally owned, but it's run and managed by all tribal citizens. And the little birdie also told me that there is a social justice summit going on next door. So make sure that you get some fry bread for your day tomorrow. Social justice and fry bread sounds like a really great combination to me. And as you all know, good times start with a great cause. So Tlingit and Haida is having a 50-50 raffle tonight. The raffle will give you a chance to cash in during this event while donating to a regional tribe that represents more than 30,000 tribal citizens. And here's how it works. The tickets will be sold either at the ticket booths. Ladies, raise your hand. There you go, in the back. And also, we have some roaming raffle promoting ushers. So if you're a volunteer, you'll see them. At the end of tonight's performance, we will do the 50-50 raffle. So they'll receive 50% of tonight's, and prices are 1 ticket for $3, 3 tickets for $10, 10 tickets for $20, 30 tickets for $50. They accept cash, credit cards, and for all employees in the audience, payroll deductions.
You're lying.
Third, tonight would not be possible if it wasn't for the vision and support of Tlingit and Haida's President Richard Peterson. Yes, this event was his idea, and we all just want to say Ganesh Jish Hawa. As a self-proclaimed social justice warrior, I want to say how awesome it is to work for a boss that's woke. Thanks again, President Peterson. And also, please note for some of tonight's performances, there will be videos playing on the screens. And lastly, restrooms are located at the doors to the right. So that's all for announcements. And if anything else comes up, I'll be sure to let you know.
You're beautiful.
That being said, you all might be wondering what context is behind an event called You Don't Have to Go Home, but You Can't Stay Here. Well, here to tell you, please join me in welcoming up Howie Echo Hawk.
Turn his mic on.
Oh no! Oh no! I guess I had to leave.
Show's over. Oh, no, we're good. Everything's fine. Thank you so much. No hidara, kiniway to the Jesus Tapahitu. Hi, my name's Howie Echohawk. My Pawnee name is Kutuwakua. That's my family name. My means the hawk whose deeds echo silently behind him. And my given name in Pawnee is Tekatutewaki. It means famous shield. Perhaps you have heard of me. And I'm very happy to be here in Juneau. I was born and raised in Alaska. Grew up around the village of, I'm an enrolled member of the Pawnee Nation of Oklahoma, not always Oklahoma. And I'm also an adopted member of the Athabascan tribes. Any Athabascans in the house? Oh, no. Oh. What village? What's your village? No? Was that just a clap? Just for, oh, awesome, okay. Yes, what's up? Yes, Athabascans. You have no idea how starved for Athabascans I am in Seattle. It's just me, and it's so good to see you here. I grew up around the village of Antasta. My grandmother's Katie John. Perhaps you've heard of Katie John. Yeah, you should have Katie John all day. I'm just saying for that. She's an amazing human being. And I went to school in Delta Junction, little white town, south of Fairbanks. It's not a joke, real thing. Actually exists, look it up. Anyway, I wanted to start off thanking the dancers. Again, that was awesome, and I thank you, Lyle, for bringing to attention the horrible things that have happened in Kotzebue. And generally in life, we do know there's a lot of issues, right, with Native people, missing, murdered, and Indigenous women, and incarceration rates, as we just heard. And it's important to remember we don't live in a vacuum. That entertainment and things like this, they come at a cost. $15. But no, they do. We need to remember the people we've lost and the people who've gone before us, the people who will come after us. And as we were thinking about this event and what Lyle brought up, we need to remember too that as men, we do need to protect women, right? And that is part of our role. As they protect us, we should protect them. But also we need to remember that women wouldn't have the problems they have if it wasn't for men, largely, right? The problem begins with us. It is important to remember that we need to train the young men how to treat women and how to be kind and how to view them as whole human beings that deserve just autonomy in their own life. And we need to remember too that, the problem doesn't start with us, it starts with me, it starts with every time a man looks at a woman the wrong way without her consent and recognizing that she is a special human being, a whole human being, not just an object to be consumed, right?
Yeah.
So it's important to remember that. And so, in thinking of that, it reminded me of a story, because it is a hard pill to swallow to know that the problem is with us men. And so here's a story for you. This story is from a lot of different places. They have a lot of different similar stories, but it mainly comes from the Nimipu people, that's Chief Joseph's people. And it's a coyote story. Coyote's a trickster, Raven's a trickster up here, Coyote's the trickster down in most of the states. Lower 48. Oh, I get to say that. Lower 48. Nobody gets that if you say that in Seattle. Like, what are you talking about? What lower number is there? Lower than 48? 47? 46. 46. Anyway, so here's the story. A long time ago, Coyote was out doing his business. And now everybody knows that Coyote is a trickster. Coyote is a trickster, and he has many different roles as a trickster. And the creator gave him these roles specifically because he was Coyote. He was always going to be Coyote. And Coyote knew that he had many different roles. One was to be the trickster, but the other part of being a trickster was he had to take care of the people. And these dual roles play into who Coyote is as a person. And Coyote knew that he had to protect the people. He didn't like it, but he had to. And so one day, a giant monster was roaming the land. A huge sucking monster. A monster that sucked and inhaled everything. It sucked up mountains. It sucked up all the people. It sucked up the ocean. And it sucked up everything into its great stomach. And everything was being sucked up. And the people went to Coyote and they said, Coyote, you have to protect us. It is your turn. You have to protect us. And so Coyote knew that he had to do so. So he decided that he would go fight the monster. He had to go find it for himself. And so what he did is he took a giant log and he put it on his back. and he attached this log to his back, a huge log, and he knew, since I have this on my back, the monster won't be able to suck me up. It'll suck me and I'll get stuck right at its mouth. And then I'll be able to figure out how to defeat it. So Coyote straps this log to his back and begins his journey, trying to find this monster. And as he walks on this journey, he begins to see the views are changing. Things are getting kind of flatter and weirder. And some people are around and they're really sick and they look really skinny. And he finally decides that he can't find this monster. He has to go and ask somebody. And he goes to this person who's sick and skinny looking, and he says, "Have you seen the monster, the big sucking monster? I'm Coyote, I'm trying to find it so I can defeat it." And the person looks at him and says, "Coyote, you are in the monster." And Coyote thought this thing would keep him out, and it never did. He was in the monster the whole time. And so once he knew, though, that he was in the monster, he looked around him and he saw that he was inside the monster. He knew that he could find a way to defeat it. Because when you're inside the monster, you're closer to the heart. And the monster has less defenses that way. So he gathered the people up, and they built a giant mountain out of all the rocks they could find. And he climbed all the way up to the heart, and he grabbed that heart, and he cut it off. And that heart fell, and it landed in a place out where the Nimiku were from. And then Coyote went piece by piece, and he cut off the arm of the monster, and he cut off the head of the monster, and he tossed it over there, and tossed that leg over there. And that is the story of how Coyote defeated the monster. Now, I told you that story